Welcome to PlayStation News, Rumours and Leaks. Today we have a fascinating video. Interesting things to discuss from the world of gaming, including Naughty Dog devs warning fans about how difficult the no return mode is actually going to be. And then we've got Xbox. Yeah, I know, Xbox on a PlayStation News, Rumours and Leaks video. Is Xbox going third party? We have rumours flying around about some of Xbox exclusive games coming to rival platforms, including the Nintendo Switch and Sony PlayStation. What is happening at Xbox? We'll find out a little later in the video. And with an update on the PS5 Pro rumours that just will not go away. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Let's start off with Naughty Dog. The Last of Us Part 2 Remaster is only a few days away from release, and one of its senior devs has just stirred the pot a little bit more. The senior dev at Naughty Dog is trying to put things into perspective and reminded everyone that this particular gaming level is not going to be for everyone, and it's going to be one hell of a difficult level. To keep the hype train rolling, Del Walker, the senior character designer at Naughty Dog, jumped onto Twitter to give everyone interested in the game some words of advice about the game's no return mode. He goes on to write, "I don't think you guys are ready for just how stressful the survive mode is for our Last of Us 2 Remastered title. Not recommended for weak hearts. For those who haven't been keeping up to date with The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered, the no return mode is one of the biggest reasons to buy the game, even if you've played it on the PS4. No return sees players battling against waves of enemies while surviving for as long as possible, but all encounters are entirely randomized in roguelike fashion," which sounds absolutely brilliant. The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered offers a wealth of new content, in addition to no return, including enhanced visuals that take advantage of the PS5's horsepower, as well as the lost levels, which are playable work-in-progress segments that were cut from the original game. The no return mode sounds absolutely fantastic, and I cannot wait to get my hands on this game when it comes out in a few days' time. Now, moving on, is Xbox going third party? That's the question a lot of people are asking. Are they leaving the gaming console business and focusing on just making games multi-plat for everyone, on every platform, on every screen? Like they say, play it everywhere, right? So we had Phil Spencer last year in an infamous interview talking about leaving the gaming industry in 2027, and now we have rumours coming out that Microsoft is going to be releasing their games onto rival platforms. Rumours are swirling around about Microsoft potentially bringing so-called exclusive games to rival platforms, Sony PlayStation or the Nintendo Switch, or both, probably both. Several articles are reporting on these games being Hi-Fi Rush or Sea of Thieves, or both, with more to follow in the future. So is Microsoft going third party? What's going on? So the first article goes on to say, rumour has it that Microsoft is bringing one of its critically acclaimed games to a rival platform, giving birth speculations that Hi-Fi Rush is headed to the PS5. The rumours was sparked by a known insider and YouTuber called Nate the Hate, and particularly collaborated by folks over at Window Central. In his podcast, Nate the Hate mentioned that a critically acclaimed Microsoft game will release on a competitor platform in 2024. And this specific game was referred to as a Game of the Year contender when it released. Hi-Fi Rush fits this description. Over on Reset Era, a user who previously shared accurate information pertaining to Persona and Atlas games on Xbox alluded that a Nintendo Switch version of Hi-Fi Rush is definitely happening. So why do some fans think that a PS5 version is also coming? Well, it depends on who one considers to be a contender or rival, right? Because if you consider a rival or a competitor to Xbox, well, Microsoft considers Switch a competitor, but PS5 is an arch rival or main competitor. So this is really important. Windows Central published a report claiming that its sources have corroborated that Microsoft is indeed planning to bring some exclusive games from its catalogue to other platforms, something Xbox boss Phil Spencer also alluded to in the past. This is really important. Xbox is going to be bringing some of its games to rival platforms. Why do you think that is? Clearly those games have not hit a big enough audience on the existing platform, and if they released the game on rival platforms, the chances are that it will be exposed to hundreds of millions of gamers. Do you think if those games were achieved stellar sales on the Xbox platform that it would release them on rival platforms? No way. No way indeed. I can see games going and being released on PC like they are right now with Xbox and PlayStation. Release a game, okay, on Xbox's situation, they release the game day and date onto PC, so it's difficult to say for them. But on the PlayStation, if a game does well, they generally port them over to the PC platform, right? But to release them on a rival platform, that's rehearsing for third-party status, surely. I also have to look at this from Microsoft's perspective. What if Microsoft are sitting there thinking, look guys, potentially, what if we can turn Hi-Fi Rush or Sea of Thieves or something else that they might have planned to release on all platforms, what if we can turn one of them games into a Minecraft type game, right? Not in terms of dollar sales or popularity, but what if a back catalogue game from Microsoft's collection was to go multiplat and achieve a fraction of the success that Minecraft had? Surely that's a win for Microsoft, right? You put it everywhere, get enough people playing the game, that will bring in some form of sale, some monetary value for Microsoft, and you have more players, you can release another version and so on, and grow the popularity of the game. It's a fascinating discussion. And just before we continue this Microsoft Xbox piece of news and see what Jeff Grubb has to say, if you like the video so far or find the video interesting or informative, do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button. That really helps out the video. Now, the other article goes on to say that Giant Bomb's Jeff Grubb goes on to say Sea of Thieves could be set to make the jump to Sony and Nintendo consoles. So he's focusing on Sea of Thieves. Jeff Grubb goes on to say, Sea of Thieves, I'll say I've heard was one that might be coming to the other platforms. When I first started hearing these rumors, I was like, this is probably about Sea of Thieves because I've heard that could come to Switch and PlayStation. The pirate-themed co-op multiplayer game released for Xbox One and PC in March 2018, when it became the first exclusive title from Microsoft to launch on Xbox Game Pass day and date with its retail release. Microsoft said in July 2020 that Sea of Thieves had been played by over 15 million people, cementing its place as the most successful new IP from Xbox this generation. An enhanced version of Sea of Thieves was released for Xbox Series X and S in November 2020, and Rare did say that in June 2022, the game had attracted over 30 million players. Jeff Grubb also goes on to say, I don't know if this is necessarily a sign of a change in global strategy for how they approach Xbox going forward. It seems like it might just be a case-by-case thing, and they're like, what's the best thing for Hi-Fi Rush? Well, it would be nice to make a little bit more money, and it would be nice to raise the franchise's profile a little bit, because I know that they really like Tango Gameworks at Microsoft and they're growing that studio. These things are true and have been told to me, and that came out in the wake of Hi-Fi Rush. So lots of speculation about so-called insiders apparently hearing different Xbox exclusive games going to rival platforms. Perhaps it is a change in strategy, perhaps they'll do it to other games too. But let me ask you this question. Why do you need an Xbox console? It's a genuine question. Why do you need a console? Think about it. Have a think about it. Let me know in the comments down below. You can play the games on PC. You can play them on your TV. You can play them on your laptop. These are meant to be exclusive games. So you don't need an Xbox. And now, apparently, you can play them on PlayStation whenever these, if the rumors are true, you can play them on Switch. So why do you need an Xbox console? Have a think about it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. So let's move on. A known insider has said that fans should temper their expectations for PS5 Pro announcement and release date information at the 2024 Consumer Electronics Show. Sony announced its annual CES presentation, following which speculations arose that the company might showcase PS5 mid-gen upgrade. Tom Henderson, who first leaked the existence of the PS5 Pro, claims that the upgraded hardware will release in late 2024. Unless Sony plans change, he expects the company to announce the console sometime in Q3 2024, which is in line with its history of announcements. Neither the PS5 Slim nor the PlayStation Portal, both of which Henderson leaked accurately, were announced 9 to 10 months in advance. In all honesty, it's highly unlikely that we'll even get a hint of PS5 Pro information, let alone any specs or release date information. There were rumors flying around earlier today that we might get a PSVR 2 announcement, or a game announcement rather, for the PSVR 2 at the CES show. But my expectation is that we will see other Sony products within the Sony group at the Consumer Electronics Show. If the PlayStation division is present at the CES event, then I think we'll get something of an acknowledgement that the PS5 Pro is real, and they'll probably reveal a logo or something like that. But deep down, I don't expect anything from a gaming perspective to get excited about at the CES show. It's just not the right audience. Okay guys, that's going to do it for the video. Thank you for watching. If you could do me a favor whilst you're here, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll catch you on the next PlayStation news, rumors and leaks video.